Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm WCS. Welcome to my live stream. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm wearing a scarf because one, I needed something to protect my hair. So this has nothing to do with the video I'm talking about. We're going to be talking about why I love comic book art so much. Because in the past, I was really into comics. I have so many great influence in when it comes to the art of the comic artists themselves. Um, I really didn't know what YouTube was at first around 2005, but in 2006 I was watching a lot of Mighty Moving Power Rangers stuff, a lot of episodes and such. But around 2007 I was watching YouTube and I was watching a lot of artists draw Marvel superheroes such as Spider-Man, X-Men, Daredevil, Fantastic Four. No, mostly was Spider-Man, and it was one of the few videos that I first started watching on YouTube. And then I was watching a lot of different artists draw a lot of characters on YouTube. The way they draw, there are different techniques of how to use them, and I honestly think that being an artist is a lot of fun, but it could also be a drag sometimes because you can somehow lose a lot of interest in what you really focus on. And there are times when I just didn't want to draw anymore because I wanted to focus on something else as an adult. Because I've been drawing all my life, and that's all I know how to do is draw. But there was an old friend of mine named Preston who I met in my high school. He was a manga fan and he draws Danny Phantom in Manga Faction, and he's an excellent manga artist. And he inspired me to get back into art because once I saw his techniques, he has a lot of manga books, a lot of fighting games. I just fell right back in love with art. And that's all I've been doing since then, is just art. But a few years later, when I first turned 20 in 2011, I got my first Street Fighter comics done by Alvin Lee, the artist of the Street Fighter 2 comic book series. I love Alvin Lee's art. He's one of my favorite artists that I look up to. Well, not in the present, but in the comic book art, industry, because whenever I see his artwork, I just get inspired. Because you guys know I am a huge Power Rangers fan, and I would draw the Mighty Moving Power Rangers in the past, based on the pilot episode. I would draw Jason and Zack and Tommy and them just like Ryu, these Street Fighter characters. That's basically how I drew the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the pilot version. I made Tommy look like Akuma, the way he does his pose. And I basically I just love his style of art. His manga version. His manga is the reason why I got into art even more. So I went on YouTube and find some more of his videos, him drawing stuff. I could barely find, him drawing. Nowadays, I just see him do quick sketches and Comic Cons, but not fully drawing characters like most of the artists do. Jim Lee was my favorite artist because when I first discovered him a few years ago, the guy is super talented. Like, I love his early works in the 90s with the X-Men, the Wildcats, even though I haven't read them, I just be stunning looking at the art. So Jim Lee was my biggest inspiration, when it comes to the comic book art. And Oh Lord, that stupid John Cena music. Okay, oh, YouTube. When I started watching YouTube, I was basically just looking at the art, trying to find some good artists drawing comic book characters and comic fashion or realism fashion. That's the kind of videos I want to look for. I don't want to look for videos that, that show a lot of people not taking their art seriously. Like, I don't like seeing stuff like that. So last year, no, 2 years, no, last year when I no, last year when I looking at Spider-Man drawings, there's this one video that looked like a professional artist drawing it, and his name is ZH Comic Art. Go subscribe to his channel and go follow him on Instagram. He's a talented young artist though, and when I first discovered his videos, I just lost my mind because this dude, not only that he was a freelance artist, he was an artist that knows what to do. And me, I'm not really good at freelancing. I just go for it. I just go for the lines, and then I just do the shadowings, the cross hatching, the details, and the different angles and such. I just be going for it. I don't do freelance because it takes too much time just to draw the shadows and stuff. Then you have to erase, and then you gotta draw the whole thing again. And then you have to draw the shadows and the details and stuff. I mean, I know that's what comic book artists do these days, but to me, I don't do that. I just be going for it, I've always done things my way, but at the same time, I never really done how the artist did. But then I realized sometimes when you look at artists, how they draw them, you don't have to draw just like them. You can just do it the way you do it. And for some reason, after watching his videos, I got real better at it in art. The way he draws his technique, the way he uses colors, and the way he uses his speeding cameras on YouTube is basically something that I love doing. So the more I watch his videos, the more I get interested in it. Like, I want to learn more. I want to know more about this guy because he is an excellent talent. Him and I talk on Instagram all the time, and I DM him all the time on his stories and on his posts and his tutorial videos. And the guy is very talented at what he does. He pretty much inspired me to want to get better. Because as of this point, I've pretty much lost all energy and hope. Sorry for the background. Somebody calling. I've lost all interest, in art because I was doing some family stuff. But when I'm ready to pull my full energy back into my art, then I would be ready to show the world what I've been drawing, because I miss drawing myself. Because looking back in his videos, I kind of forgot about who I was in the beginning as an artist. In my opinion, I think that's exactly what I need to do, is to get back into drawing, because it's been so long. Yeah, it was, man. I'm not really into drawing the backgrounds because it can sometimes take like 30 minutes or even 2 to 3 days or even a week to get the backgrounds done. But me, I just, in the past, whenever I be drawing my Power Ranger pictures, hold on. Let me show you what my art, what I did 2 years ago. This is my version of the Day of the Dumpster. If you guys know the original main movie Power Rangers VHS tape in 1993 when it came out 25 years ago, you would know that the Rangers that look like this, Jason morphing into the Ranger, into a Zord, him fighting Goldar on top and Zord in the backgrounds. So this is what the background looks like. You know, I just done things my way, and basically this was done 2 years ago, and I'm surprised how well it still looked. Even though it's a little damaged, it's still one of my best works. And when I first posted it, everybody commented, everybody loved it. And something told me to, okay, don't put Goldar in it, put King Spinks, because if you guys don't know, in the original series, in episode 4, Jason did fight King Spinks. They did not include him in the VHS 1993 box art, you know, like the rest. And the backgrounds were inspired by the VHS box art. And to be honest, I hated doing the backgrounds, but I just did them for a reason, just to get it over it. And by the way, I mixed my art with Sharpie markers, Prismacolor, and Crayola. And for some reason, I basically just used the oil just to blend the colors in. I did not use all color pencils. I just used the paint thinner just to blend the colors in. So, you guys should know that I do things differently. I mix my art with different brands. And I make things work with them. And I will show you what... I'm going to give you another example of how I, do my piece of art. And this was also done 2 years ago. This is my favorite one because I love Billy, the Blue Ranger, because Billy was one of my favorite characters in Power Rangers history. Why? Because one, he's a nerd. He was the reason he invented the rap bug. He created the communicators, and he's been a tech guy for the team for 3 seasons. So this is Madam Woe, and this is him finding her in the episode, which they also should have included her in the 1983 VHS box art. And as you guys can see here, I'm surprised the bottom part looks very, very good without any damage whatsoever. So, and yes, I still use Sharpies, Prismacolor, and I just mix mine up with everything. So, there you go. Alright. So, there's the reason why I love art. Because last year, I wanted to redraw them my way, and I pretty much did just that. But when it comes to the comics, however, I started drawing the Power Ranger Zeo last year because of ZH comic art. Because he was the biggest reason why I got better at art. So he's pretty much my biggest inspiration when it comes to the art community. And I feel like I can look up to him when it comes to his artwork. Even though he's 18 years old, he's a young man. So, here's the thing for me. If I were to draw Power Rangers in space, just like the Zeo versions, I think they would look a whole lot better. But I'll tell you what. The next time I go live, the first thing I'm going to do is draw Andros. I mean, the first Red Space Ranger. Because let me tell you something. Today marks the 20th anniversary of Power Rangers in Space. And I love that series a lot growing up because I love the stories. I love the action. The writing is very, very strong. And that's one of the reasons why I'm thinking about drawing the Space Rangers, because even though this year marks the 20th anniversary of the series. So ZA's comic art, Jim Lee, Alvin Lee. Oh, let's not forget Adam Kubert. Adam Kubert is one of my favorite artists. I love his work on Incredible Hulk. I love his work on everything because he just makes it look so good. My advice for all the artists out there, if you have an inspiration, let me know in the comments below. I would love to know who was your favorite artist in the world. Oh, getting back to the backgrounds, I did not like, drawing the backgrounds, because in the past when I was still drawing, I was never into doing backgrounds. But after watching ZA's comic art videos, it kind of made me realize maybe I do need to draw some backgrounds more. So I would let the world know where they at, where they're staying on, where they're from, who are they fighting in, like different places and such. So that's going to be it for my video. Thank you all for tuning in with me. Post your comments down below. Let's get some likes. Share my videos and keep subscribing and share my videos. Until then, it's your boy WH Reacts, and I'll see you later.